Morning everyone, so today we're at a Nissan Qashqai 2013 1.3 DCI. Customer's complaint is engine management light is on and a severe lack of powers, especially on the hills. So we've done a full system scan and you can see there a P0226-F1 brake accelerator pedal position 1. And then a U code, we can ignore that, and then we've got the particle filter 2 code, and then another multiplates code, and then flow control adaptive. Now we would say Roddy drove this thing, he thinks it's like a lack of fuel or fuel pressure getting through it, don't know. Rail pressure regulation, then rail pressure regulation computer 1, whatever that means. Preheating diagnostic unit, that guaranteed that'll be a glow plug. Engine oil dilution, well, you need to reset that when you do a service, and then that's malfunction. That's to do with the alarm system. And then the other code is for the meter. That's what they refer to as the instrument panel dashboard, a U code there. So what we'll do is we'll clear the codes and take it a drive and look at some of the pressure regulations on this thing, and looking also at the brake accelerator pedal position. What else was there already? Oh, the flow control. So alright, we'll clear that and I'll get back to you. Codes. You can see all these codes are in the past. This multiplates one's in the current, particle filters current. That one's in the past, so is that one past. Engine oil dilution is current, and that's in the past. So when I go and try and clear these things, clear fault codes, it would not clear through the quick. So where are we? And you read fault codes. Oh, so that's good. So we'll bring up some data. You can look at them with us. So boost pressure 1000 millibars, that's correct because we're at ambient. Computer supply 14 volts, good. Engine RPM 800. Measured airflow, now I watched that jumped from 0 to 23, so that seems okay. Rail pressure seems spot on, sitting here at idle. Fuel flow SV current, that's the amount that goes through the actuator, so that's about half an amp, so that's good. Now, as you rev, that usually goes up to about 1 amp or 900 milliamps. I've seen that maximum, with a duty cycle about 30%. Soot and particle filter, now I think this is a giveaway, 80 grams. So I think we've just got a block DPF. So I'll just take it we run anyway, Rod, yeah, just go for it, mama. I see it's not got a back pressure sensor on this. Oh, it's gutless. I think that's a problem, eh? Choke. She can't breathe, that's what the trouble is. I think we're going to do in this instance, if we went in, you're just going to do a regeneration. So it says up at the top here, engine slow running, so we can definitely identify with that. So with 80 grams soot in the DPF, it is choked. So there's all the instructions there. It says it will run for at least 30 minutes, blah blah blah. Now we're wondering, why does the DPF why is it choked up? Well, I think that code for the glow plugs, that'll be significant because it'll not be able to get enough heat, and that'll be what's causing the blockage in the DPF, because as everybody knows, a blocked DPF is not a cause, it's just a symptom of another problem further upstream. So we're going to check the oil first of all, see if we've got plenty of oil and not too much oil, because it can then get, if you've got that problem, it can get sucked into the turbo and the thing blows itself to smithereens, so you don't want that. Check your oil level and what state it's in before you do a regen. So we'll go and do that. Was it all part of that? All good, man. Dear. Looking a bit minging. Find it in there. I'll do your purpose, eh? Right, let's go for it. Please wait. So service regenerating, engine speed, water temperature, turbine temperature. There we go. We can monitor these temperatures. So let's start. stop regeneration failure, particle 2 loaded. Right, well I think what we're going to do here is maybe get the DPF doctor, that spray, see if that maybe clear it, because it's, you can see the scan tool's not allowing us to do it, because it's put too much strain on the engine. Right, we'll need to come think of another solution. Right, so we put the snap-on machine on it, and told you to turn on the heater fan to full, headlights on, check your coolant, check your oil, but it still cannot do it because it's too full. So back to square one, try and get this cleaned out manually. Right, so we're underneath the Qashqai, and what we want to do with this DPF doctor, now we're not sure if this is going to work, but it is worth a try. It saves you taking the DPF off the car. And believe me, the original DPF will always be better than an aftermarket job. The only one that's going to replace that, it would be any good, was the original manufacturers. Or if you pay really good money for an aftermarket. So as always, you're always better to keep the original DPF. Anyway, so we're going to connect into it. You can see this is quite a difficult shot. There's the pipe there. It connects the pressure sensor of the DPF. And we're going to try and get a DPF doctor right into there. We've just made up this little short section of pipe, and we'll spray the stuff in there when it arrives. So we've just had to split the rubber pipe off from that metal pipe underneath. And I'll show you where the DPF sensor is. If it had been a bit more easier, we'd have done it up the top, but it isn't. See that? I'll need to get a pointing element. See where that stick's hitting? There, that's the DPF pressure sensor. So if that had been a bit more accessible, we'd have sprayed that stuff down there. So I'll focus on that. There, it's right there. DPF pressure sensor. I think you can see that engine oil dilution. That's moved. That was current. It's now moved to the past because we've reset the service on this car, and you do that through. Let me see, I'll put the light on here. You do that through hitting that button there. Oh, I think it was. Oh, sorry, wait now. You reset the service intervals by using that button there. There's a guy on YouTube who shows you how to do that. So that clears the engine oil dilution fault code. Under the data PIDs, the engine oil dilution ratio goes back to 0.2%. So I never showed you that before, but that would be up at 100%. When you have that as a current fault. Can a DPF doctor, and we're spraying that up into the DPF. I think you can see we've got our connection up there, and you just insert that long nozzle right into there. So you're meant to put this in between 3 to 5 applications, so we're quite a bit empty now, so I'll try and do it within 3. Maybe press and hold it for about 3 minutes, no, 2.5 minutes, and that gets rid of a good lot. So it's going right into the DPF in here. So we're going into the right bit anyway, and it's taking it. We're getting a wee bit flow back here, but it's not bad. So this works for a kind of flexible arrangement up there, and we're not getting any leakage up there going into the DPF pipe. Now I don't know why Renault or Nissan do not give you a voltage off that DPF pressure sensor. Strange, I've never seen that in any of the scan tools that I use. That'd be more meaningful than that gram value, but never mind, we'll keep going with that, and then we'll just run it. And here we go for the last application. Got to give this stuff a good shake. You can see it works its way down the pipe just a little bit, but 99% of that's getting into the exhaust. You see the odd drip coming down the bottom. think that'll do it. So that's everything assembled back together, so we're just going to start the car from cold. And let's see how this goes. Start smoking real soon. I can smell that stuff already right enough. But I'll show you when it starts. It says allow it to idle for 5 minutes. It's smoky now, it's doing the business. That's after, I would say, 5 minutes. So it said after 5 minutes give it a test drive. So I think that's what we'll go and do. So just gave it a short drive down the road and you can see it's still a P2002 current particle filter 2. So it's still complaining about the DPF. So there is some amount of smoke coming out of the thing. There we go. But it's not clearing yet, let's keep going. Took it a run. And when I went into the manufacturer's code, it was come up a funny code, but I just went into generic OBD, so that's a P242F pending diesel particle filter restriction ash accumulation. So DPF doctor has not worked in this instance, so we're going to take off the DPF and have a look at it. But even when Roddy's revving the thing, we can hear like a restriction within the exhaust. You hear like a is that how you describe it, Roddy? So it's nah, it's never worked on this one. So off with the DPF. Back into the soot in the particle filter and hit saying 40 grams. Now I know it's complaining about ash, but the two are related. So at least if we could get rid of the soot or lower that figure, would help. So I think we're just going to keep running this and just see if it maybe comes down with that stuff. It's worth a try. There's that code I was telling you about. Let me see. This is the code in the manufacturer side for. Oh, here it does it again. Right. So this is a P. Is that 1525 current consistent MPX signal CC/SLDEF. So that's the DPF. So it's saying it's too high. So let's keep running this, see if it comes down. I think we've had a bit of red herring here with this DPF, but never mind, the figures are coming down nice for the DPF. You can see the soot is 31, but when we took it a run, see this is where you're better with two main. I watched the figures and Roddy drove, so see our real pressure, this is our actual and this is our set. Now at some points our set is getting up to 1250, but our actual was only getting to 66. So we're suffering from not only a blocked DPF, but a lack of fuel pressure. So if we get a bit of open road, I'll show you. There you go, that graph shows it all. That one's going up and the other one's flat line. Oh, we're doing to 11 bar there at the moment. So, sorry about the sun glare here, there's nothing we can do. So the set one's rising, oh look, and the other one's dropping. So that graph really tells it all. So the car's looking for 1,000 and it's only getting 87. So you see the top figure's flat lined and the bottom one, the set one's looking for 1,000. And that's when the car's is jerking back and forward here. It's what we'd call kangaroo petrol, except it's diesel. Let's try a filter. We don't know. Somebody scalped it once. There we go. Oh, I just off with these ones. So there you go, and then there's just a, is that a 10mm bolt in there, isn't it? 10mm? 10mm, I'll take that out. Lift up a bit. Looking at this, we think that's the original filter. It's been in this machine since 2013. Because look, it says Nissan. So I can't think of any garage about here that would use genuine filters. And we tried cutting through this filter, and it is made of tough stuff. So if this filter's done 8 years, that will be amazing.
That's a perfect circle.
Sure is. That's the worst place you could have sent it.
No, it was Carmon.
Sorry.
Carmon. Because there was a landslide in front of him.
What do you think, Roddy?
Black.
It's black like enough, eh?
Let's see what's inside.
Sure, what?
Right. Look at that.
See that?
It's black.
Oh, aye, it's choked.
Oh, aye, look at that.
Getting a whole lot better already, so.
Right, let's program in that.
Aye, it's in. Just go for it, my man. There we go, this one's cured. You can see our graphs here. We're getting up to 1250 bar or whatever. There you go, plenty of power. So, a really dirty fuel filter. Never been changed since new, I would guess. And you can see our suit level. It's 32, it's no ideal, but the thing needs a long run, so I think that should cure that problem.
Maybe a regen.
That's it. Maybe I when we're on the move. If anybody knows what this figure is, flow gas and DPF, how do they work that figure out? Of 60, well there's doing it 30 metres cube per hour. Would that be reference to the pressure sensor?